Hey guys, I hope you are doing well and good. All right, in today's video, we are going to talk about pre-launch marketing. So, what is pre-launch marketing? It is about a product announcement before you launch your product. So, you just want to test your beta version and you want to see if there is a good response, or is there a way to improvise the marketing, you know, part of the materials that you're going to be using it before you launch a product. So what does it include? It includes various kind of a step, but we are just going to be making a kind of a short video and kind of like uh, main backbone of your marketing for pre-launch of your product. So number one, uh, we have to create sorts of anticipations for what people can expect. So basically, it's going to be your audience. So number one is we are going to build an anticipations for this product, and number two is going to be buzz around the upcoming you know launch. When it's going to be launched, when, how are you going to launch it, if it's going to be online, or it's just an engagement to invite people to participate in your product. And the third one is going to be we will try to create a funnel or kind of a system where you will be able to generate valuable leads, like people who are interested or who would like to further know about your product when you are going to launch as a beta version, or you're gonna go as a you know full release of the product. And the last one is going to be leverage on the social media. So what you're going to do is that you have to use the way of a networking system. So basically, your social media channel could be Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. Or if you are using a YouTube like this, then probably you might want to use uh, this social media channel to leverage your program, or say the pre-launch marketing, so that you can announce people that what do you expect and what's going to happen there. So it's just kind of a creating an events. So I will take you to my system and I will show you how I do things here. All right, so all right, guys. As we were discussing earlier, here I am on the screen of my presentation, and I will be showing you what is a pre-launch marketing with my presentation here. It's not going to take that long, but I will just want to quick share you what does this video include and what we're going to learn on this video. So in a pre-launch marketing, we have to we there, as I have mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things that you can look into, but too much of details, it's kind of a confusion. So we are trying to create 4 points here. One would be build anticipations. The second one is the buzz around upcoming launch. The third one is going to be to generate valuable leads, and the third one is to leverage social media. So let's quickly start into our video. Okay, so in this video, as we have 4 points, I'm going to go through each point separately, and we'll share you kind of an idea for you guys, so that you have kind of a clear idea about what we are talking today. So the pre-launch marketing builds some anticipation, right? What it means is keeping your prospect hooked, right? So what is anticipation strategy? Okay, I just copied this from Google. It says glorifying what a consumer futures would look like if they were to use the product being advertised, participating what consumer wants to hear, promoting upcoming products in ways that are more discreet. Okay, so I have also jolted down this into 4 more points. So under the build some anticipation, we want to talk about the 4 other points. Keep your prospect hook. Do not market that you won't deliver. Keep the teaser coming. get a glimpse of your brand. All right, so keep your prospect hook. So how are we going to do that? Right, keeping your prospect hook would be by giving about your product details. Right, when I say details, it's not going to be deep in details, but what is the next, I would say, kind of an outbreak of, in this competition, or you don't have to actually not talk about your competitors, but you can just always express what is the best thing that you have come across with your idea that will help people, and how this is going to change the way how people expect or have been using, let's say, in terms of a service or in terms of a product, how they've been using. For example, there has been a lot of how do I say, beauty product that comes with anti-aging products. So those products were like getting crazy sales with the way they were marketing it. But it's just that they want to show the people want to know that how it's going to impact, how it's going to be helpful for them. But then the way they were promoting of all age, from a teenage, to elder people who are, at their 60s or 70s, they have some sorts of, kind of anti-aging product, which is something with sunscreen lotion, and as well as a moisturizer, something like that. So they do have kind of a unique product that can reach to a wide sectors of consumers, basically. So it kind of a drive for people to participate in that, because it's kind of a curiosity for them, that they want to know, like, what are they going to be expecting from this, what's the new thing that they're going to be seeing in this market, right? And the second one, do not market the thing that you want to deliver. So do not give any false promise when you are doing a pre-launch marketing. That's one of the worst things that you will be doing. So what consumer expect is that you share a little things that you actually bring it on to the table, right? So for example, let's talk about Elon, right? When he has come up with a cyber truck, the product was kind of a demo product. Even it was operating it, but then when he has promised to the people that the vehicle itself is kind of a bulletproof, but then somebody has threw a stone on that windshield and it broke. But that's the fact, that's, I think, whether it was intentional or not, but it should not necessarily have to be perfect, right? But the product has to be available. Do not overpromise, and keep it minimal when you are about to pre-launch your product, right? And do not do anything basically that is not available, right? Do something that somebody is able to feel, see, or touch it, and it happened, right? And keep the teaser coming. So basically what you want to do is that you want to show to them how these things is going to be revolutionizing, basically it just how it's going to change the way how things used to be with the product that they used to use, or with the service they used to use. So just give a kind of a little clips of it, or a kind of a samples of it, like, and basically let people try, kind of a random Q&A with the people about the product they are going to be experiencing, basically. So if you are selling a kind of a product, it's really good to go in the market and randomly ask people in the street what they think about the products, right? They don't necessarily have to physically feel or touch it, but they just can have this kind of excitement, right? So get a glimpse of your brand. So that's what Elon has did as well with the Tesla Cybertruck. It was not launched; it's not available in the showroom, but they just bought it onto the stage and showed it people in front of a big LCD screen, or in a big stage. So just show them what it is, what they're gonna be expecting it, and so it should not be kind of a false information for the people to get involved into. All right, so that's one of the things what's under the build some anticipation. And the second one which we're going to talk about is buzz around the upcoming launch. So what is about buzz marketing? So it means essentially buzz marketing is a vital technique used to maximize the word of mouth potentials of a campaign or product. This conversation can happen online or offline. When done right, they can massively increase online traffic, social following, and of course, sales and lead. So under this category as well, I have four different points I want to add it. So the first one would be how product or service change life or an industry. Demonstrate the issues clearly and show how you solve it. And the third one is get influence blogger on board. And the fourth one would be take pre-orders. So the first one, how a product or service change lives or an industry. You should be able to explain how your thing or your product, your service is going to change. Like earlier, I have mentioned in the previous slide that you should be able to market about. It's just part of a teaser actually, but then also, like I said, there is a lot of things in a pre-launch marketing. As a marketing materials, there will be a bunch of products, but you got to be very, very specific on, because or else trying to input a lot of things in the events or in the promotions or in the marketing, you may end up losing a lot of money. So what I'm trying to do here right now is not even cost. It's not going to even cost you a lot of money. It's just a basic thing. You necessarily don't have to go physically show doing events and all, but yeah, you can do events but online, just bringing on people from Zoom, do the online kind of conference, or go live events on a YouTube or something like this, Facebook or social media, right? And so just explain about what is your product and how it's going to change life for people, right? And also try to demonstrate, if you have an app, to just do the kind of a random test about how it's going to work, and how is it easy, and how it's going to be so convenient. For example, Uber Eats, you just have to sit anywhere and just order from anywhere, and if there is any food nearby, they just can get the food delivered, something like that, right? And two, yes, hype this up. You might want to get influence bloggers on board. So basically, if you have any friends who are good bloggers, who are writers, or if not necessarily who does YouTube vlogs, who has a good subscriber, excuse me, you may want to invite them to talk about and give you a shout out on your marketing, and that's the best way to drive some more users or potential leads for your future marketing. And also they do take pre-orders, or do some sorts of early bird promotion. So you may just offer them a very good discount, and so that usually how I would like to say I would like to do would be, if you have product, some kind of like a 10 to 15 product, just send it to people with a very cheap price, or just just let them use for a while and use those product users as your brand ambassador, basically. I won't say you can use it, but yes, what you can do is let them review your product, right? And they are the one who's going to be involving in your influencer bloggers. They will be able to share more contents about to your crowds. And yes, it's going to be more helpful and good resource for somebody to try it out and share this feedback to the entire audience. And so let's move toward the third one, pre-launch marketing, generate valuable leads. So how this works is, what is lead generation in marketing, basically, right? Lead generation is in marketing is the act of gaining actionable customer interest for your business output. This typically involves a customer initiating conversation or providing you with their contact information for follow-up regarding your business, product, or service. So this is really, really very helpful. We have already discussed this in the last video as well. So how do we get valuable leads? You may have thousands of leads. There are a lot of companies who give you a promo like I have a millions of list of an email or a phone number. You may text, you may email, and all those things. But actually, those, not even 1% actually works in time, because you really have to understand who your audience are. So in this category of a generate value leads, I have point out like 4 points here as well. Number one is advertise and retarget, ask for referral, rank in search engine, and answer forum questions. So the first one is advertise and retarget. Basically, you want to promote it as much as you can. So, and ask people, for a reference. Asking people a reference is the very, I think, valuable leads, because there is a high chances that you're gonna hit it. But comparing to people randomly marketing or trying to throw some leads, doing kind of a campaign, you do not know which if this consumer or this audience is gonna be in line with your product or not. So instead of throwing out the bunch of campaigns or leads or marketing materials to the unknown leads, it's better always to ask for a referral, because you really do not need 100 leads who are not going to be taking any action. Instead of that, you may just want 5 or 10 leads who will actually take action on whatever you are trying to promote or market in your business, right? So rank in search engines it's not that very it's very important things, but it's not that hard to do. So basically, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a business operator, you have to learn how SEO work. And if you once understand using the Google Analytics and searching your KPI and all those stuff, it's just a kind of a research of 1 or 2 days, and try to build up your platform. But I would rather say that if you are trying to build or launch your product, if you want people to understand and see your product, sometimes the SEO takes 2 to 3 months. So before you try to launch your product, I would say that prior to 3 months of your launch, try to set your SEO in YouTube channel or in your blogs, and also try to optimize your website. And like I said, mentioned earlier, like if you are using a WordPress, there are services like Rank Math, I think, which are kind of very cheap. They really do help you to promote and put you in the priority in the top list of Google search or Bing or any other browser platform. And also you can also always host questions forum that could be from your Twitter account, the social media, Facebook or Instagram. Just always be open, and people want to hear directly from the CEO, the president, or the main the headliners who are operating into this product or services. Feel free, be available to answer questions. Do not avoid as much as you can, because people always will have questions to know more about before they pay. So if you can provide the real feedback or real information, they will really appreciate, and they will want to follow you for the next stage of your product whenever you're going to be releasing it in the market. Okay. And the last one is going to be leverage your social media. This is something which is very exciting and very interesting right now because of its trends itself. So what is leveraging social media? Leveraging social media, harnessing the power of a social network website will optimize the success of your business. Basically, leveraging social media is an essential, it says, concept that should be integrated in the early days of your startup social media marketing plans for your business. So the best way to use and to market is to communicate, to share, and to spread your network would be available in the social media. If you already have the plan what product you're going to be launching in the market or supplying in the market or any services, right? It is better for you to, once you are ready with your plan, once you know that you have decided that what's going to be your service, what's going to be your product, then finalize your social media content, because this is what it's going to help you. It will take time to grow,
but it'll catch up. So the first tool before you start your product or your service, just before, even before you pre-launch a product, it is advisable for you to start ahead with the social media and try to communicate, try building your audience using Instagram or Facebook, or probably YouTube as well, like what I'm doing right now. So uh, people start engaging on seeing a little bit of your plans to do, and then they might well just jump in later on, asking you questions, which you're going to be responding in. So in this leverage social media, I have also come up with the 4 other points. So number 1 would be figure out your audience preference, create engaging contents, be responsive, and offer reward. Use influencer marketing. So as I have mentioned earlier, figure out your audience preferences. Like you gotta figure out your audience preference. If you do not know, random marketing in Google Ads or YouTube channel or Facebook, you're just gonna waste your time. I can tell you, people will be there who are good marketers, but at the end, you do the same work, they do the same work. Maybe they're a specialist or something, but in terms of digital marketing, it's kind of complicated. It's hard and it's not easy. But the good thing is, if you try to learn a bit of how this digital platform marketing really works, because it's really different from the guerrilla marketing, right? So I would say try understand, search where your audience are, where many people ask me, like, or sometimes people ask me, like, where, what do you mean by, like, where my audience are? Say, for example, if you are, for example, for 10 Miss, right, we want to do something related with healthcare. So if it's related with healthcare, I'm not gonna go and do a hashtag or do an SEO optimization on related with entertainment, because it's very irrelevant. So I want to do I want to search my keyword and optimize my site and put a contents related to healthcare, and also do my hashtag and do my SEO stuff based on the healthcare. So that's way you either give or get it, right? But you are in the same environment where your crowds are. But if you end up doing, if you find it, for example, let's say, based on a 10 miss, like I was saying, like if I'm going to do a healthcare product, and if I try to, engage my product in the entertainment industry, nobody's going to respond at all. Probably they may be like 5 or 10%, but what about the 90%? It's not for free. You still pay whatever the leads or the cost for it. But then if you are not involved in your product or services where your customer base are, then it's going to be a waste of time and money. So focus on, you don't have to look into the big market. Like we mentioned earlier, you don't have to go for 100 who are not going to take any action, but instead you go for 5 or 10 who really will take an action on whatever the engagement that you want to share with them. All right, the second one is create engaging content, like we mentioned earlier. So you don't want to create anything that is out of your product line, right? So if you are into healthcare, go with the healthcare contents. Do not try to engage with other product lines. Do not try to refer. Do not try to engage or answer questions on those things, because it's totally out of context and you're just going to be losing the traction basically. So you just want to create as much as, write it down. That is the reason why I always suggest people to write it down, a lot of points, so that they can share as much as they can, to share as much as content they can to their own audience, provide more information, because people are busy, they may not really do a research, but it's your responsibility to do the research and share it to people, right, who are your followers or your audience. And the third thing is be responsive and offer rewards, right? What does it mean? So when you are about to launch a product, people may ask you some sorts of test product, trial product, and also will ask you a bunch of questions. So be available. One of the things that I have seen I'm not sure what was the product about, but there was a product which was launched in almost like 2 years ago. So the CEO was available in he was available to respond to any questions in a Twitter, and so there was a bunch of questions which was asked by the followers or the audience or people who were expecting for this product, and he actually responds to about I think around about close to like 2 to 3 thousand questions within the year, and it was really great. So now, not only that, right now, if you looked at a product business company called the Now RX, who are into kind of delivery on your medicine or the pharma service, the CEO is very active as well. So something like that, you want to reward people for their time. If they're asking you a question, please do respond to them. Just do not ignore, because you do not have anything or anything like that. They do not want to hear whether you have it or not. They just want to know your attention, that whether you are paying attention to you or not. They want to know that if something is there, that will they listen to me or not. So if you can reply to them, respond to them, that is what the relation they want to build at first, right? And the last one is use influencer marketing. So influencer marketing, you can of course use it using somebody sponsor somebody to promote your product, but these points we already discussed in the last second slide. And then what you can do is, instead of paying some influencer a huge amount, just go for a small, influencer who has, say, about 20 to 30,000 subscribers in YouTube, or close to about like 100,000 followers in Instagram. So like I mentioned, like, you do not need to go big right at this moment, because you may be over promising, or maybe there will be a shortage in supplies when there is a huge demand. So you just want to go a little bit, take kind of a lay low, and get your things in balance. So if there is a demand, then you do have the same amount of the supply. Just balance it. Do not make something like out of do not do something like the supply is less, or a lack of supplies, because the moment when somebody sees that there's a shortage in supplies, you will automatically fall into a trap of being in competitions with somebody else. So you don't want to sustain as much as you want as much as you can, so that you have the total control of your demand as well as your supply. At the end, what we are looking is to have a good stable business, product, and also services. Right, so guys, I hope with this slide, I hope that you have gained some information on about how to what are the requirements of the pre-launch marketing. I will share this presentation as a PDF in the link, and if you would like to get more information, please feel free, and also do comment and share this content. I'm looking for as much as people who would be interested to join in this entrepreneurship journey, and whatever I have explained or have shared to you here, I will be using the same thing for 10 minutes, and hopefully we will work together.
Okay, so I'm sure that with this video of today, I hope that you like. And if you have any questions or suggestions, and I'm open to feedback all the time, so let's grow this channel together and try to help each other, to for the best things and for good for each other, basically. So, all right, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.